Greetings, friends. On this Good Friday, our lesson is taken from a single verse from John chapter 17, reading verse 1. After Jesus said this, he looked toward heaven and prayed, "Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that your Son may glorify you." There's something enduring about people who defer praise. When an award winner, an entertainer, gets on stage and they thank their producer and their director and all the other people who helped them get to someplace, it's like, yeah, they get it. It's not all about them. When an athlete, a quarterback, a running back in football says, well, really it's all about the offensive line, the people who protected me, the people who got me here. We're like, yeah, it's a great perspective. Thank you for not just taking all the glory, but acknowledging all the people who got you to this point. Well, as we look at that single verse on this Good Friday, we realize that Jesus, even though he was going to have to endure humiliation, he was going to have to endure ugliness and hatred, that he was going to have to endure the most heinous of deaths, crucifixion, being nailed to a cross. It still wasn't about him. His focus was to glorify his Father in heaven. And so at the start of his prayer, often referred to as the high priestly prayer on Maundy Thursday, he realized the time had come for him to fulfill the mission that his Father had given him. And I'm sure he realized that everybody would be looking at him, that when we speak of Good Friday, we talk about Jesus and what he was going to accomplish, the payment for sin, setting us free, giving us victory over fear of the devil. And yet, what did he want to do? He wanted to direct all the glory to his Father. His hour had come on Good Friday, but everybody would know that the God of the Scriptures, the God of the Old Testament people of Israel, the God who had enduring and merciful love throughout the course of history, his plan of salvation was going to be complete. And Jesus wanted to glorify his Father. And so here he starts his prayer that way. When he goes out to the Garden of Gethsemane, he says, if there's a way for this to happen, that I don't have to suffer this horrid humiliation and death, that would be great, but not my will, but your will be done, Father in heaven. And so we see Jesus on Good Friday, hung upon a cross, offering words of comfort. We've heard it the last few days about what he said, but on this Good Friday, it comes through clearly. It is finished. The payment is made. And so those who have sat in darkness now have seen this wonderful light. On Good Friday, the earth went dark, and the ground shook with a great earthquake. And people were coming to life, coming out of their graves, something that we don't often reflect on very much. And the curtain of the temple was torn in two to reveal to God's people that there was now access, that there was a way to now come to the Father, an invitation to come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And that curtain that was opened up as an invitation, well, on Easter Sunday, it gives that bright, shining glow, that reminder that we have a Savior who has changed everything for us, who has conquered all of our fears, who has overcome sin for us, who has fulfilled all of our needs. It was so that Jesus could glorify the Father. And that as that judge, he could look at us now and declare us not guilty because of what Jesus has done. We may think these days are dark, but it was nothing like those moments that Jesus had to endure while hanging on the cross. And that suffering maybe that we feel that we're enduring, it's nothing compared to what Jesus was willing to endure, nor is it anything compared to the great glory that we will have. Things are dark on Good Friday. An ironic term, actually, to call it good, because Jesus gives up his life and dies for us. But it's good for you, and it's good for me, because we no longer have to be afraid of the debt of sin. It is finished. And with that, Jesus gave up his spirit so that our spirit might live forever. May we always remember the goodness of God the Father, whose plan of salvation culminated in the work of Jesus, our Savior. May this be a Good Friday that leads to a happy Easter, an Easter joy that is for us every single day. God be with you all, warriors. Good Friday and happy Easter.
Glory be to Jesus, who in bitter pains poured for me the lifeblood from his sacred veins. Grace and life eternal, in that blood I find. Blessed be his compassion, infinitely kind. Blessed through endless ages be the precious stream, which from endless torment did the world redeem. Abel's blood for vengeance leaded to the skies, but the blood of Jesus for our pardon cries. Oft as earth exalting lifts its praise on high, angel hosts rejoicing make their glad reply. Lift we then our voices, swell the mighty flood, louder still and louder, praise the precious blood. Glory be to Jesus, who in bitter pains poured for me the lifeblood from his sacred veins.